time for Perf Bites.
What the is Perf Bites?
The fourth square meal of the day. Don't bogart the Perf Bites.
Fuck waffles. Microwave ready.
Add nutritional value to your brain. It's time for Perf Bites with your hosts
Mark Tomlinson, James Pulley, and Howard Chorney.
Perf Bites. Whatever.
Good morning, Mark.
Good morning.
Good morning, James.
Good morning, Brian.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sprocket. We are live at Dynatrace Perform 2017. This is day one in the morning after a rather crazy welcome reception last night.
You could say that again.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Where's Bob this morning?
I saw Bob, and he looks very different when he's not wearing a hat.
Yeah?
Yeah. He's
Does
a very
look
different
like
looking guy.
Well, yeah.
I wonder how he is when he
gets.
gets some caffeine in him.
I don't know. That's crazy. Well, this is sort of a special couple of days of broadcasting live. We have people. We're outside of the breakfast. There are people walking by. How was the breakfast, by the way? It was good. Thumbs up to the breakfast. You guys, did you have eggs?
Biscuit.
A biscuit?
I had a biscuit, but I also had to get a bagel because
A bagel.
coming from Denver, moving from New Jersey, North Jersey to Denver.
Yeah.
Bagels are just chains and chain bagels, and
There you
there's nothing good. So I had to give one a shot.
That's.
But I got an everything bagel with onion and garlic. So I'm hoping that wasn't a mistake to our guests.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying it vicariously right now.
Yes, that's awesome. So one of the interesting things for our normal Perf Bites listeners, of which there's several people here who listen to Perf Bites, our co-host, our guest host, co-host, we're simultaneously broadcasting through Pure Performance Podcast through Brian Wilson and Andy Grabner, who's gallivanting about being socialite.
Yes,
we may see him eventually on the mic.
We may see him. He's got a lot of stuff on his plate. He's one of the brand ambassadors, so he's being pulled left and right.
He's an
like crazy.
What do you have to do to become an ambassador?
You have to sell enough product, like the Marriott. Who's got the brand ambassadors?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is he doesn't have to be appointed and go through a
By the
Senate confirmation.
cabinet. It's not like a
None
cabinet
of that
position.
at all. No.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I think as long as you're coming from Austria, you could be an ambassador.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like an Arnold syndrome thing. Like, Arnold? Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you can be an ambassador.
Ah.
Yeah. Harold last night was funny.
Yeah.
Just, I'll be back.
But speaking of your listeners, what I wanted to mention is to our much smaller listener base is that we are also Perf Bites. If you don't know who they are, which is probably pretty rare, but there might be
Could
some
be
people, they should check you guys out because you're one of the top performance podcasts.
I think we were the first and only dedicated, exclusive podcast, and then we got you guys. We had Andy on the show a couple times, and then he was on a live show with us.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we started with you guys. So you can go to perfbites.com/live. Some of you might be listening there right now. And do you know of a URL? Did you get a URL for your player on the Dynatrace site or the Perform site?
Yeah, but sometime today it should be on the regular Pure Performance website.
Yeah.
So you can go to dynatrace.com/Pure Performance. It's also, I don't know the URL for Perform 2017, but if you go to the Perform 2017 site, we are one of the tabs on the page.
All right,
it all loads
we'll
simultaneously.
We'll look that up. This is the second time we did this. I have to tell you, James, on the I have TweetDeck installed. This is TweetDeck on a totally different machine from 2015 when we were at Perform in Orlando.
Yes.
And it's a totally wiped machine, installed TweetDeck, logged in as Perf Bites, and guess what the columns were? It had remembered all Dynatrace Perform 2015 hashtag in TweetDeck. So you can tweet things now, and I didn't have to set anything up. It was awesome.
So what you're saying is that your application cyber stalked you from machine to machine.
That's right. It's all that memory was in the cloud somewhere.
It's in the cloud.
TweetDeck was tracked, and it was Performed 2015. Not that we haven't tweeted anything since 2015, because we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That does bring up an interesting story that I read this morning.
Really?
Somewhat performance related or metrics related. It was Vizio.
Oh, Vizio.
Vizio got had to settle for spying on all their television customers because they were, at least anonymously, which is good, right?
Yeah.
Collecting second-by-second information on everything they were watching on TV and everything they were clicking on TV.
Really?
Anonymized data, but for all their metrics and understanding.
So like a Nielsen ratings type competitor, I guess.
I don't think they were doing it for Nielsen. I think they were doing it more for user behavior
Yeah.
and other things like that, or maybe looking to sell that information. Who knows?
UEM.
But I think they got settled for 2.2 or 22 million. One of those two. It was kind of a small amount if you consider the class action.
Just say no to spying. We got
Yes, but that was your tweet deck was spying on you then in that same kind of way.
But I clicked on the terms and conditions
right,
when
they
I
didn't
signed
have terms
up.
and conditions,
and
they
they're
said
like,
now we know it's good to. The statement was now we know it's good to get terms and it's good to get people to agree first.
yes, kind of like the iTunes terms and conditions. There's things in there about your firstborn child, donating your kidneys. It's all in there, right?
And we won't even go into the South Park episode.
All right, don't.
Yeah.
So, James, you want to kind of kick us off with a context for why we're here?
So I think there's no better way to discuss why we're here at Perform 2017. Kind of the preeminent conference on performance at this point is to take a look at a failure. And let's take a look at a recent one. Let's take a look at 84 Lumber.
We talked about them last night.
We did speak
extensively.
about them last night, and we're going to speak about them just a little bit more because we want to do our standard kind of deep dive on 84 Lumber and see what they're doing.
The backstory is they're on I-84 somewhere.
We assume.
Yeah, but that's where these guys talked about like redneck people getting on I-84 Lumber, and like it's not Lowe's, it's not whatever, but like
right.
they said people never use the web. It was kind of funny last night.
Yeah, so 84 Lumber bought a commercial on the Super Bowl, which I understand is about $5 million for every 30 seconds. They bought a 90-second commercial.
Yep.
So let's assume they spent somewhere in the neighborhood of $10 to $15 million for a commercial. Then this, of course, drove traffic to their website. And Brian, what happened to the website?
Website going boom.
Kaput.
Boom goes the
Website go boom.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's the classic story of a Super Bowl ad.
It is the classic
Right,
story.
year after year, there's something like this.
Exactly.
You'd think it wouldn't happen again.
But so you spend all this money on your Super Bowl ad. Let's take a look and see what they did on their infrastructure side of the house.
Right.
And so for that, we turn to our one of our partners in our effort, which is GT Metrics, our deadbeat sponsor, and to see what they have to actually say about 84 Lumber. And in this case, we take a look, and they get some pretty bad scores for general practices. We don't have expiration headers. We're not managing our content in a CDN effectively. We're making a lot of requests. We have a lot of different DNS lookups that go on. So essentially, we've got very, very low scores. On one side of the house, we have a D from YSlow. We have a B from PageSpeed. But both of them agree that leveraging browser caching and CDN was not handled effectively.
So here's my criticism of this for something like a Super Bowl launch. Browser caching may not make a difference if these are first-time visitors anyway.
But CDN caching would.
Of course.
And this particular site, 84 Lumber, is hosted in Microsoft Cloud Azure. So they were probably assuming that auto-scaling would work and it would handle all of their needs.
Yep.
Now, there is a CDN available inside of Cloud Azure as one of the options.
So did they flip the switch? Because I think it's one of those sort of easy no-brainer CDNs, like, give me CDN, click, please.
Yeah,
which is the easiest thing you can do.
NS lookup apparently points to a direct referenceable source inside of Cloud Azure, which is not a CDN node.
So sad. Just imagine all of those projects that are not going to get built now. No lumber, no supplies. I mean, that's sad. There was a housing boom once in this country.
Look, you can build a house. You can't build a website.
Yes.
If you would have just taken...
now hang on. They maybe don't know how to build a house. They just give the supplies.
Right. Hey, everybody.
Could be.
Right?
And I think Andy's arrival is perfect time because the one thing I wanted to bring up in terms of this, right, and this is the kind of thing Andy Lowe's talking about, is this is your classic disconnect between marketing and the technology team.
We've never heard of that, Brian.
Right now, this is now the 84 Lumber, whose Super Bowl ad went down. Yep. Right now, and especially DevOps is the big word these days, and everyone's trying to migrate to it, and that's all this idea of feedback.
Where's the marketing department in DevOps?
Well, why didn't the marketing department
are they everywhere?
kind of
there
hand
should
off
have been
$1 million to the engineering side of the house?
But not even that. Did they say, hey, this is the traffic we're expecting to generate? Did they give the development teams what they're expecting to be able to support so that the development teams can test for that?
I don't know.
And give them an opportunity to test for
Maybe
that.
because I
and to
came in
fix
late,
anything.
did they go down?
What's going on?
Lumber, they went down? I don't know.
During the Super Bowl,
I came in late into the discussion. Okay.
Well, this was we were talking about this last night, too. It was a spectacular...
By the way, that's Andy.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, this is Andy of Pure Performance, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly, and actually I have Harold with me as well.
Good morning.
Yeah, you guys survived well. So Davy Jones had gone through last night about some of the 84 Lumber. James is bringing up some stuff, looking at it on Cloud Azure. It's a Cloud Azure app.
Looks like they did not do
and then we
CD
were just
caching.
making jokes about how sad it is that the houses are not going to get built because no one can get the lumber.
But Andy is here to take it off the joke side and bring it back to track,
No,
right?
I've been told that I'm really serious, or too serious. I try to be funny, but actually it never works.
It never works.
No, I know.
It's funny.
I know.
It's hard to have a podcast with two straight guys.
Yeah,
as in stoic and humorous. I just want to clarify that.
I know, we had this discussion last night, what straight means, right?
Yes.
Classic disconnect. We've never heard of it before between marketing and engineering.
Right.
And what's so sad is that marketing may actually try to present this internally to management as a success. Oh my God, we were so successful. We drove so many people that we crashed the website. You're kind of redefining, and we've seen this over the last couple of years. We're redefining failure as success.
We had to come up with a term for that.
I have a lot of terms, but I can't say them in public.
Well, Andy's got a split again already.
Yeah, unfortunately. Well, we actually start. So for those folks that are listening online that are actually at the conference,
get over to
we're getting over to the main stage.
Yeah. So everything's going.
I trust you guys to do a good job here because I obviously don't, and I'm not funny. I cannot add anything that is hilarious to the mix.
So for two things we'll say. One, Andy, if you will go out and find people and bring them here to tell a performance story or a testimonial. Secondarily, we will collect comments about you in real time. So when you come back, people will say things about you, and we'll share that with you.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Instant
So if
feedback.
you have an idea or an opinion or a comment for Andy, you can tweet it to it's peer_DT.
Yeah, at peer_DT.
At Peersky or at PerfBytes.
All right, sounds good. That's a challenge.
And I'll try to write you some material. Because if I make up a joke, you know it's going to be good.
All right.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right. You go
I'll see you later.
All right.
I'll see you over there too.
So
soon.
folks are headed off to the main stage.
Yeah, I should probably.
Do we even know what the main stage presentation is? It's your CEO,
kickoff.
right, John?
I'm not sure who's doing it. Let's pull up the app, and if you don't have the app, everybody.
Yeah, there is a Dynatrace app. That's true.
For those of you.
Right.
Who are
Hello,
here.
sir. How was breakfast?
It was good.
Was it good? What'd you have?
I had
Pineapple.
Yeah.
I had some pineapple
That's
too.
a great way to
delicious.
start the day. Some fresh fruit. Very nice. Hi. How was breakfast? Excellent. Did you have proteins or fruits? Had everything. It's got an everything bagel.
It's Welcome to
that.
Perform 2017. Yes, Mr. John Van Sticklen will be doing the speaking.
Probably talking about, I don't know, the business.
Dynatrace.
Giving a business update.
Yes.
We don't really.
it's not so
we're
much
geeky engineers. We don't really do stuff like that. Do we?
I think what it'll be doing probably is be hinting at a lot of the unveilings that are going to be going on.
Are there some
today? Well, updates on a lot of the new things and roadmaps and what's just around the corner.
Yeah.
So he'll probably tease those.
Yeah.
And then there's some sessions later on that are going to cover some of this stuff a little more deeply.
Yeah, I have to.
So,
I'll sneak away. My session's at 10:15.
Right.
I don't know where. I got to look that up. It's all in the app.
It is all in the app.
It is all in the app.
Absolutely. I do have to ask. What did you have for breakfast though? Because you're asking everybody
I
else.
didn't have breakfast.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I wasn't feeling
But I see you,
peckish,
John.
so I sort of just let it slide, so to speak.
Okay.
Yeah. No big deal.
Anyway, so you have your 10:15, and then are you doing any other slots?
Then I'm done. All
okay.
I have to do is podcasting for the rest of the day.
Okay.
And, I probably have my real job to do. But
Well, I myself am going to try to get to some of these sessions because it's
And then
kind of my job,
come
and then we
back
can
and
come back
report
and
to us.
I'll be very happy to talk about them.
All right, this will be good.
I
And
think
I
the
remember in 2015 when we did this, it was small talk until everyone had been to sessions. And so when in the next section, we'll be able to ask
And then there was
people
some
what section.
excitement.
Yeah,
There was excitement, and then there was the late night party, like last night. That things get a little raucous. It was kind of fun. So with that, we'll see you guys. Let's see. It's a little after 8:00,
Yep.
and we'll see you in.
See you on the flip side,
See you on the
cats
flip
and
side,
kitties.
as they would say. All right.
See
Any
you.
closing remarks?
80 for
How
Lumber.
do you feel being at your second Dynatrace Perform, James?
It's cool.
So articulate.
And I do want to issue a challenge, James.
Yeah.
Since we're on a trend,
Yeah.
twice begins a trend. Actually, what defines a trend? We'll get to that later.
But if you're
But-
really cool,
so
once.
2 points define a line,
Right.
and so I think you need 3 to get a
Three
Well,
to
let's
make it
turn
trend.
this line into a trend. My challenge to you is every time we get on the mic, I want you to figure out somehow to bring up 84 Lumber again.
Well, new information.
Right.
Can we
New
Can
information?
we get someone to reply to us from 84 Lumber?
Let's
Just barrage them on LinkedIn.
let's see if we can find someone on Twitter who wants to join us.
All right.
How would you do? Oh, yeah.
Well,
Computers.
We can VoIP them in.
Because I was going to say I didn't see I don't see like a handheld telephone here wired to the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Bring them in on,
No, it's
on Skype. Or
This is
something.
being broadcast on a POTS line right now. It's a
On a what?
14.4 modem.
okay, yeah.
Plain
Exactly.
old telephone system. Isn't that the POTS line?
Yeah.
Plain
yeah.
old telephone.
Never heard of that before. I
Yeah.
learned something new today.
That was before you.
And I learned something new about Dynatrace yesterday that I did not know existed in the getting started. I was like, you could
What?
do that? So just I want to share it because a question we often get is how much data of the continuous, because we're a continuous rolling window of data for the deep dive data, like
Yeah.
depending on how much disk space you give, like 2
Right,
terabytes, and if you're a heavy traffic site, that might give you 10 to 12 days of
Right,
of
so there's
rolling
aging
data.
and that kind of stuff.
Right. First in, first out. And the question is always, how far back does my data go for this app? And it was always a question, and we'd have to go into debug mode and look up
then you
the
get
files with
roll-ups
time.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, this doesn't have roll-ups. That's the performance. That's the trending data. This is like the deep data.
Okay.
But
Performance
now-
warehouse data.
Performance. It's just a database.
Right.
So, and in the past, you'd have to go into debug mode, look at the session files, and look at timestamps and try to figure it all out. Now, and I don't even know when they introduced this, you right-click on your system profile, look at details, and it tells you right then and there what your oldest data point is in that detail. I was like, oh my gosh. So anybody who's curious,
That is in the name of transparency.
yes. So
Yeah.
I was quite amazed.
And it doesn't do a live update while you're looking at it, though, does it? That could
No,
be
no,
kind
no,
of
no, no.
awkward.
Probably periodic. Or
Yeah.
I will say, having been a PM of a product, you do sit down periodically with the customer support people and say, what's the list of things on that you have for cases? What are the call frequencies and the topics?
Yeah.
And it's how you parse that, not just quantitatively. Someone will say, what are the things that keep coming in that are low-hanging fruit, that like the call volume, the call duration is really short, and it's an answer that you're just tired of handing out. So in the old days, we just put it on the FAQ.
Right.
Then we learned how to take the FAQ and put it into tooltip suggestions in the help in the app. So you
Yeah.
can pull the service that pulls the FAQ and put it into the app. Now you just build it into the app. It's not a tooltip. You actually create a feature.
Yeah. One of the things I know we were going down the line was I think we were looking to put Clippy and the little dog.
Oh, no, please. Please.
Well,
no.
wasn't there a walrus one? Like a little purple...
Don't you remember Microsoft Bob?
I never got
I never
Bob
got to use it, but I
installed.
love referencing it. It's one of my
But there
favorite
was
references.
there was a little walrus thing.
That was,
There some
but
sort
wasn't
of
that the
a
98
purple-
themes it turned into? Was the walrus part of the theme packs though?
No, I think it was a separate...
Remember how heavy those themes were?
Oh, yeah. It would take up like 25% of your CPU just to animate the little guy, Java applet or something. That was stupid.
Well, I don't remember the walrus. I remember the dog, and I remember Clippy.
But there are people in the world who are like, that's why I bought a CPU. That's what I'm going to use my CPU to do. And now we're becoming energy conscious, so you're like, I'm burning a lot of energy here, a lot of watts, just trying to get the little animation guy, to do his thing. It doesn't really work on the radio when I'm animating
I was
myself.
going to describe your dancing, but it's
I was happy the last time I went to Redmond to dance on Clippy's grave.
Exactly right.
Do they have a marker?
I went out there. I danced a little jig, and
they should have ceremoniously
poured a little bit of a pint on the ground,
buried a paper clip and gave it a little memorial
like
spot.
a real biker.
Yeah.
By the way, we should also announce to the listeners of Perf Bites who know James and some of our new listeners in
Yes.
Pure Performance that James is he's bought himself a kind of a cap. And he's kind of letting the manly hair come out, so you're going to be hipster James, right?
Is it a chapeau?
No, well, it's sort of a character, maybe an alter ego.
Yeah,
Kind of?
hipster James.
You would just adopt this persona every now and then.
Yeah.
What brought you to sort of go down this path? Any life change or something like that?
No, just
The joy of experimenting with your appearance.
sure. I just got lazy on. I've been shaving the entire noggin for the last 5 years.
Yes, I just let it go just let it come completely out.
And
Look like Gallagher.
I decided to.
He had a heart attack on stage.
That would be frightening. And so I just decided, I'm a little bored, getting up and applying the razor every morning when I haven't had anything to eat or drink yet. And,
Right.
Yeah.
So I just said, well, Wall makes a great razor. I can cut it on and it'll go buzz. And
so, and you also thought Monty Burns doesn't quite make such a great role model.
Well, Monty Burns has the horns of management. If you've
that's right.
that.
He does, but he does have it
That's
nice and
very
waxed.
different.
He does have it nice and waxed. Though,
He
on top.
does, and
not. I
and
forgot about
it
the
was
horns.
time for a new random orbital. So it was either let it grow or get a new random orbital for the noggin.
I'm seeing, I'm observing a lot of people walking back and forth, to and fro, I believe is the way you say that, from like the breakfast eating area and then over to the main stage. Did you guys, when you registered, do you get T-shirts? Are there T-shirts this year? I'm seeing a lot of people with like the same Dynatrace T-shirt. Not employees, but like attendees.
There's the Dynatrace store. There's all sorts of good.
So if you use your app,
My special.
so if you use the app and you collect points, you can trade it. Yeah, I got that on my bag too.
You got a Sharpie? I could just do a Sharpie.
You can
get
just
rid
put
of
the
that.
sticker. Take the sticker and put it over it.
Oh yeah, perfect.
It's the right size.
Set. All right.
All right. So anyway, just to that
But
point.
I've
So
saw
if you use
some
like do things on the app and like post things and reply and whatever, you get points, and then you could trade your points in for some swag, and they're actually even giving out dot candy. No, the
Echo
Amazon,
Dots.
yeah, Echo Dots.
Oh.
Not giving out, but you have to get 100 points, and it's not too difficult to get 100 points if you post and reply and like. Just use it like Facebook.
All right, so we're going to get on the app like crazy because we have stuff to. we can chat about.
Yeah, completely.
All right, we'll send out the URL. We're going to do some research on the URLs for your live player. We've got our live player, and we'll start pushing this out there. And if you guys have any questions about what's happening at Dynatrace Perform 2017, just tweet us, send us an email. If you know my phone number, you can text me.
Stop by
That's a
our
good
broadcast
point. Right.
location.
Yeah,
We are just outside the cafe. We are right next to the selfie photo
the
booth.
selfie photo
Right.
booth.
And if you're not here for Perform, we're here till Wednesday, so you still have time to fly in
Yeah.
and come visit us in
Do
person.
a same-day registration, get in on some cool stuff.
Yeah.
We got some sessions.
Or if you are with 84 Lumber, please get on a plane, come on over, sit down with us, and chat about what happened.
Yeah.
You'll probably get a lot of exceptional free advice from everyone attending.
Yeah.
Sure, they're getting a lot of free advice.
Oh, good point.
Yeah. So there's some some interesting sessions, folks that could hear this broadcast, and lo and behold, someone says, I love Vegas, and why not go? I'm gonna make it happen. Some of they probably wouldn't get here till Wednesday, right?
Today's
Right?
Tuesday?
Yeah.
Well, some people can get here tonight.
Well, first of all, I'll say Wednesday, 10:15, our good friend Bob Stoltzman's doing the automated Dynatrace deployments on CenturyLink Cloud. And if his presentation style is anything like his podcasting style, that's going to be an exciting, crazy thing. BT is here. I guess that's British Telecom, my guess.
Very good guess.
They're doing some app performance stuff, end-to-end monitoring in a hybrid cloud with DevOps. It should be good. There's an OpenShift introductory demo. Wow, that would be cool. I'd kind of like to go see that. And you can get to the Red Hat stuff. There's also some things that are not straight up technical that I'm seeing here that are like the performance engineer career path development stuff. So we have a lot of new, like you say, there's some sessions for new people who may be new to being. Last night at the welcome reception, there was that young lady who 2 months working with
Dynatrace,
with Dynatrace, and actually some of the guys from my puzzler that were here from Michigan, they were mentioning that we have one senior engineer that's been doing it old school. But everyone else is like 1 year or less, and they have a guy from their team here, 1 month, brand new to Dynatrace.
Yeah, I just ran into a guy in there from Dave's Bridal who's 6 months in on it.
Yeah,
but they're like they want to really ramp it up more.
I do like this one, which is Len Nielsen's. Whose fault is it anyway? Fault
marketing
isolation with Dynatrace. Get it? Whose fault is
it?
Yeah,
whose line is it?
Total play on words. That guy's got to be clever. I mean, just stand back.
And one thing I wanted to point out, which you may notice as you're scrolling through, a lot of these sessions seem to repeat at different times. Because when I was first going through it, I'm like, oh, but these are all at the same time, all these ones I want to go to. Yeah, but then you go through and like, oh, they're doing it again later or tomorrow or something else. So make sure you, before you throw up your hands in despair to say, I couldn't go to that one session, it might be repeating.
Right. Now, the other one, there's some stuff about HTTP2. So if you're building an HTTP2 app, and we know load tester himself, Scott Moore, does a lot of work, performance in HTTP2. You can hit him up.
Oh, there was also some IoT type items going on.
Yeah, there was a workshop on IoT you guys were talking about last night.
Yeah. Who's doing that? That's who's doing that one? I don't know.
We don't know. Zurich Insurance.
Was that Lewis? What's the one Lewis is doing? Lewis is presenting something.
He's also doing something IoT, right?
Yeah.
Algorithmic IT operations and machine learning from Moogsoft.
I like their keyboards.
No, I don't know that that's probably not the same. Moogsoft. Yeah. All right. So yeah, there's some really. Oh, hey, DevOps for dinosaurs from the Razorfish guys.
And you know what that is?
This is like what are they doing? Like incorporating DevOps into Waterfall?
Well, you could do that.
Call it DevFall or something.
DevOps, WaterOps.
WaterOps.
I'm glad they put I'm glad they put a little humor into that. Because on a serious note, that's the biggest. That's like the biggest. Yeah. Yes. To get serious, we will pump you up. That's just like a big transition, right?
Yeah.
And that's what scares everybody, changing and all that kind of stuff. And the whole idea we got to level up
in my world.
Yeah, we see it all the time. So I like that they're putting a little humor into it to maybe ease people in. Because, I work on this sales engineer side,
right?
Coming from load testing and all that. And I got to tell you, if I was back on the other side, I'd have had a lot of sleepless nights going through that.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out myself how to change over and also how to get the company to support making those changes to make it survivable. So
yes.
So we're with you.
Also the idea of archaeology. So, I still find people running an old pirated copy of Lode Runner 8. That's dinosaurs, archaeology. You can find some bones buried somewhere. The old Pirate Bay before they shut down Pirate Bay.
Yeah.
Pirates, arg.
Arr.
Exactly.
You do a great pirate, by the way.
Arr.
Awesome. All right, so everyone's off to. Are you going to go to the main stage?
Yeah, I should probably have a presence there.
Yeah, I'm going to check in the world. We'll be back with you, listeners, in about who knows when we'll be back. A little later.
Momentarily. There'll be another show directly behind this one.
Just like the trains. So, yeah, there's another train right behind this one. Perfect. All right, we'll catch you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye. And just by way of introductions, this is Jim. James Pulley of Perf Bytes. I'm sitting here with
Brian Wilson
of Pure Performance
Correct.
Podcast. We are co-broadcasting from Dynatrace Perform 2017.
Yes.
Live from Las Vegas and the
Thank you very
Cosmopolitan
much, baby.
Hotel.
Yeah, and does this mean we got to do our bad Elvis impersonations? No.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad Elvis
Yeah.
impersonation. Yeah,
Let's hear your bad Elvis impersonation.
I
No,
don't
come
do,
on, just,
I don't
just do
do
it.
Elvis.
Just go for it. Go for it. Then we can move on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis has left the building.
Okay.
That's as good as I'm going to get.
All right. Now I see what happens when I try to pressure you.
Yes.
All right, nothing. All right, so we just had, I don't want to say, let me look up the proper title because I don't want to say it was the kickoff. I guess it was the kickoff, the opening speech.
Yes.
That just all happened. Let's see, the welcome, and we talked about, they were talking about the technology roadmap, and this is our future. This is always our future.
I know you
It's
had to hop out just
I
a
caught
few
almost
minutes.
all of it, yep.
You had to hop out a few minutes early to make it back over here to our broadcasting booth.
Yes.
You know, where we put the broadcasters behind glass as like a zoo exhibit.
Yep.
What were your impressions from the kickoff?
A lot of cool stuff. There's really starting to become a convergence. And before I continue, just for the pure performance listeners, typically, even though we are Dynatrace employees who do the podcast, we try to keep it, non-advertising. But obviously, just throwing it out there, we're at our Perform event. It's all going to be about Dynatrace this week, fellow people.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to talk about it unabashedly. I'm not going to try to hide it and all. But some of the really great things is really just seeing the vision for the convergence of all the components in our suite. As you might know, might not, because I don't know how much you follow our products. What originated as Ruxit, which is now just called Dynatrace or Dynatrace SaaS Manage, which was originally designed to tailor towards those large microservice, humongously deployed applications where traditional tools just can't survive in that world.
What do we call that? We call that the Netflix model these days, I think.
The Netflix, the eBay model, the Etsy model.
Yeah.
If you think about any APM tools, none of those are going to be able to scale. None of them are going to be able to have the flexibility to go up, down, left, right, and also just scale with all that data. So what they did in 2014 was they started development on this new tool designed and architected specifically to reach this goal. That has been coming a long way. That was the initial
So
goal,
in
right?
tandem, that's really, it's designed for the cloud.
Yeah,
Since all that microservices is
whatever.
really the cloud.
Yeah.
Ruxit, come Dynatrace, designed for the cloud.
Yes, or it's designed for the Netflix. It was designed for the Netflix model, as you say, but it wasn't solely for that. The idea was things are changing a lot.
Yep.
Right? Things are going to have to scale. And the first foray into doing that was to attack that model, but now where it's starting to go is now we're starting to converge data points and everything else all together with these, because now that model is mature, they're now working on bringing all that together with everything else that we have already and making it a single product or single unified component that does everything, right? So that's really cool to see where that is in the roadmap.
So let's talk about that integration. There are a number of ways that you can integrate. One, you can integrate visually. That
Right,
is, you
that's
can,
where
you
we
can
started
have, you
last
can have
year.
the same look and feel across the family.
Correct.
The other
And
way,
some drill down capabilities from one to the other, but yes.
So the next way you can integrate is I have modular components
Mm-hmm.
that are shared across the family. So I may have a component that's in product X and product Y and product Z,
Right.
and so we get that glue, not only look and feel, but functionality that crosses products. So are we looking at really both types of integration in this
That,
case?
I'm not 100% privy to all the things that are going to be going on. I think it might be a little bit more akin to a third model. So one of the big features of the newer platform that we have that we call Dynatrace is this gigantic artificial intelligence engine behind it to do all the analysis of the
Okay.
data coming in. So we already have the similar UIs and all that kind of stuff, right? So where I think where I'm pretty sure it's probably going, but again, I can't speak with authority on it, is feeding data collected from some of these other components all back into that artificial intelligence for the data processing and analysis and bringing it back in.
So that's been a big theme in Vegas this year. I don't know if you saw the Consumer Electronics Show earlier this year. NVIDIA talked about their connected car platform and their intelligent car platform, and really this artificial intelligence in the cloud.
Right.
In the case of NVIDIA and their car platform, of course, was dealing with all of the soft processing that goes on as you drive a vehicle for how you identify objects and how you avoid objects and how you target cyclists and things of that nature. So let's talk about the AI back end for Dynatrace then.
Correct. Right.
Give us some more details.
Well, again, it's not the product that I specialize in yet. I'm still trying to find the time to come up to speed. But one of the things that you see, which is always most impressive, right, is it's taking in all these feeds of data from the OS level, from the application container level, from the code execution level, because all those pure paths are still behind everything. It's looking at your cloud statistics. It's taking in data points. I can say millions of data points, because you'll even see what the AI does is, instead of you having to look at dashboards and wait to get an email of 50,000 alerts when there's a problem that goes on, is taking all the data. It's going to crunch it all together, and when it comes up with an alert, it'll say there was a problem. We analyzed 37 million data points to be able to tell you your problem was X.
So then will it tell you go address Y to fix it?
Well,
or that's kind of the next generation.
It would be go address X.
Okay.
It's going to be you had a severely long database query running, or there's a service call that with the new deployment is executing 50 times for every transaction. It's just way too chatty. It's telling you what that component is. But the really interesting thing that I just saw in the presentation, so Alois Reitbauer, who's with the company, he works on a lot of this stuff, and we have a chatbot part, Davis, right? So you can talk in natural language, say, hey, Davis, show me what happened last night. There's now the ability to, in different interfaces and different components, and I'm not going to describe this well because I just saw it, but you can now say, hey, if a certain type of problem happens, take this action. So he demonstrated with the audience where he deployed a build.
Yes.
We all pulled it up on our phones, and the build was came up as a failed build. And as we refreshed, suddenly the build was fine again. And what they were able to do in the product was say, if X, Y, Z conditions are met, trigger a rollback or take some other action. So it's interesting because someone was just asking me the other day, a customer was like, hey, can you do remediation? And I was like, well, it's not there yet, but we have, we had some old-fashioned ways you could execute a remote command. This now is like full-on remediation. So I think it's getting to that point where there was a failure, it fixed itself, and by the time he got the alert, the problem was gone.
So one thing that pairs very nicely with AI and performance is performance in many cases is really about patterns. Or in this case, what I like to term them as performance anti-patterns.
Correct.
If this pattern shows up, that means performance is poor in a particular area. And it may not even be reflected in, say, a particular slow-performing database query. It could show up as evidence in other areas. Mm-hmm. But generally, overall, efficiency drops, performance is poor, and there's a way to identify it and mitigate against it. I'm really interested to see how the AI develops, particularly if partners or other interested parties, hey, I'm an independent as a resource. Can we add our own intelligence rule sets to the AI, the patterns we look for? So I think that's something that's very exciting. That's going to be developing. I don't think that it's been thought out that far yet, but I want to see that capability.
Well, I will do a shameless self-plug and say if you get a chance, go ahead and sign up for the free trial and check out what we've got going on there, because there are some really, really cool things going on there. So another good, conceptually what it is when we talked about this large-scale deployments, which really just get to be too big for anybody to really look at things the old-fashioned way, is you mentioned, let's say it's firing off too many database queries.
Yep.
Well, if you have 20,000 microservices running and you're running across 3 data centers, you're going to see, maybe you get the alert first about this database queries because that's what you have something set up on, so you think you have a database issue. Meanwhile, it could be some small deployment that one team member made to one little service out there that's making that service super chatty and being like maybe an N+1 problem on the service itself, which is causing the database thing, but the database isn't your problem. It's really that service.
Or it could be something really esoteric. It could be, hey, on the microservice that was deployed, somebody changed the log level on messages, and the logs are exploding. That's taking priority over queries, so it looks like a slow query to the database, but it's actually an OS configuration issue where those resources are tied up writing logs to the local log. And AI would probably catch, hey, the logs are exploding in these 3 tiers across these services, and that's probably root cause for degradation of performance.
Well, see, I would take it one further and say it's not going to know probably, because we're looking at those transactions coming through and tracing from tier to tier to tier.
Yeah.
That the AI is going to see the database queries exploding, but also trace back and see an explosion of those service calls or whatever else is going on there, and then it's going to know, okay, these are exploding because of this over here.
Yeah, and I had a new build, and that's when this started.
Right. So there's a lot of really cool stuff coming down that way. And then the other really cool announcement that I thought was out there was IoT related. They just announced the what they're calling the Open Agent, which will be an open source agent. So if you think of IoT, they might be putting an agent in a truck.
Yes.
Right, and that agent's going to be there for 10 years. So if you're thinking about developing a supported agent that runs for a specific technology or something, that's going to be insane to maintain, to keep up to date and everything. So I guess this idea, this open agent, it's just going to be an open source blanket agent that you can fix up, drop in, and then forget
so I can drop it on an embedded layer that's going to be in place for the better part of a decade.
Yeah.
The interface is supported for that long-term duration.
Right, because it's going to be open.
We can pull information over long-term trends. Things of that nature.
These IoT things aren't going to be being updated all the time, right? You're not going to, and a lot of these,
in fact, they're going to start
other
hardening down these IoT devices.
Oh, yeah.
Based upon what's been happening on the distributed denial of service and
Absolutely.
compromised cameras and thermostats and everything.
Last thing you want is for someone to get access to something on a truck, which then gets access to something else within the truck, which then causes it to lock the brakes while it's on the highway.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's that'll be really cool to see that agent rolling out and the different uses for it. So a lot of exciting things coming down the pipe. I was plenty happy to see some of the stuff coming through.
So on the
hey, it's Lewis.
Another way to say that is, are you wearing your fat pants? Anyway.
Well, I was perhaps a year ago, maybe a little bit less now, but thank you for noticing.
Well, I was curious. What did you think? What else? What did you think of any of the other items? I was impressed with the fix. Which one?
The roadmap was very
the
interesting.
roadmap, right.
Where they're going with the other products and the integration they're doing with the Open Agent.
Right.
Looks like
So are you all going to be doing some IoT stuff?
Yes.
Are you already doing it? So this will be
Yes,
something.
we haven't got a full clear path on it yet, but it's going to be one of the things we're talking about with our roadmap for our budgeting throughout the next 24 months.
You can put them in those pink Cadillacs, right?
Oh, no. That's not my job. That's sales and marketing.
Keep track of the sales and marketing.
So, guys, keep up the great work. I've got to run.
Not a problem. Thanks for coming by again.
Thank you, sir, for your impressions.
Hit bottom.
No, I don't do impressions.
Yeah, we should actually... Okay, we just heard an awesome Yoda.
Yes.
All right, let's see if we can get somebody over.
So
yes, sorry.
Similarly, we got Lewis pulling in embedded agent,
Yep.
IoT, Davis, the artificial intelligence side of the house. So it seems like those are big themes that are showing up.
Yeah,
at least.
and I think IoT has been a buzzword for a while, especially in the APM community, but there hasn't been really much to deliver yet, right? A lot of people of all the products, right? And I'm not bringing it, this is just in general, all the products, they like to talk about IoT ahead of time to look like they're on top of it. But it's nice to now start seeing some things that are coming out in terms of APM monitoring.
So let's draw back on the IoT front to give people a little bit of a primer. For those who are not familiar with IoT,
very good.
You probably have some of these devices in your home already. They are the smart thermostat.
Right.
They are your internet accessible alarm system. They are your smart television, your DVD player,
Your phone.
your phone
Technically has
potentially,
some things.
other embedded devices that are in your home, which could be in your refrigerator, could be in your AC system to notify you when to
Right.
buy filters, and most major appliances, fridge, washing machine, dryer, they're going that way these days for self-diagnostics and
Right,
reporting
I was
back.
just about to say it's not necessarily about, hey, we have a nice fancy screen and we're going to tell you when your milk's going bad. It's also a lot of the big push behind it is from these manufacturing companies who want to know when a device is about to fail so that they
Yes.
can contact you and say, hey, we're getting a message that this component's going to fail. We'd like to schedule a service so you don't have any downtime on your fridge. Right? Make that
Exactly.
experience
So
better.
it has a large customer service component associated with it.
Right.
But the big push that we're seeing for IoT is more on the embedded side these days going forward. So it's less on the consumer device side. We're looking at manufacturing quality control,
Absolutely.
where we have intelligent manufacturing, robots, constant sampling of data. We have embedded sensors in the field, particularly for heat, cold, humidity, all sorts of environmental related items. You have seismographic data, which is now becoming connected, so it will instantaneously provide data throughout the day in case there's earthquake, explosion, sonic boom, whatever. But this explosion of IoT devices, this embedded technology connected to the internet, is going to be hundreds of millions, is projected potentially billions of devices around the world. So you got to be able to diagnose that back end to collect the data.
Correct, absolutely. And also just even monitor the monitors.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I think that's where a lot of the APM tools are coming into play, is saying, what's the health of that IoT data collection?
Yeah.
Is it getting back to its endpoints? Is it having delays? Is it having issues and all that?
It is not insignificant. Imagine if you have a sensor that trips when you hit freezing and the entire East Coast gets hit by a cold wave.
Yeah.
And then you have millions of sensors all of a sudden sending you data. You have to survive the swarm of data, so to speak, and you have to know that your analytics system can actually survive and provide you meaningful data as well.
Yep. It's crazy times.
Yeah, it's an exciting time to be alive for a performance engineer. It really is. I'm going to have to go have a conversation with Davis, I think.
I always loved, years ago, probably about 6 or 7, probably around 7 or 8 years ago, mostly when there was when the Apple phone was new, and that might have been a bit longer ago.
I think that was about 10 or 11 years ago.
Okay,
now.
yeah. My memory's working well these days. But what I love, talk about exciting times for performance, was when those sites would go down.
Yeah.
It always, because I was with the load testing crew and all, and it was like, that's right, they didn't do their job right, and people are now talking about performance, and it was actually making the news about the site couldn't handle the traffic that was going to it. And I'm like, to my whole family, that's what I do, first of all, right? And
I hope to avoid that problem.
Yeah.
Ideally, I hope to avoid that problem.
Yeah. So exciting times indeed. Performance has been slowly rolling in. Now it seems to be one of the focal points of all the, not just the development teams and the operations teams, but the businesses.
Yes.
It's really coming into its own.
We do have a problem on the marketing front still, where marketing wants to redefine failure as success.
Hence
84 Lumber.
There we go. We got one in this time.
Yeah. Advertising Age. Go to their adage.com. Go and read the story online about 84 Lumber and the problem they had with their Super Bowl ad.
Yes.
We kind of beat them to death.
I forgot about. I wanted to get you to mention that during every time.
Yes. So,
sir, would you like to come on and tell us where you were in the morning meeting session? Could I trouble you to?
So we have Steve Clark with us,
and you could either just get right on top of the mic there, or you can handhold it if you want.
And Steve, can we say who you're with?
State of Michigan.
Just get right on in.
Yeah, State of Michigan.
State of Michigan.
Yeah, I'm the leader manager for the enterprise monitoring team. my team is responsible for all of the application monitoring that's done for all state agencies.
Wow.
Fantastic. So we've actually seen issues with state agencies over the last couple of years as more people are internet connected, and you have these potential surges of activity at certain times of year. For instance, reporting on chemicals and storage to the State Environmental Protection Agency in the state of Michigan, as an example, or tax time. And tell us how the cloud is helping to address for state of Michigan this issue of we have prolonged idle periods and then we have periods of total insanity for particular agencies.
Okay, well, the state has not adopted the cloud for those situations, which is kind of sad. So one of our areas that would fit that is Department of Treasury and online taxes. As you know, we're right in the middle of tax season now. Everything's ramped up. After April, things will fall back. But we still maintain the same infrastructure, the same number of staff. Everything remains the same.
Well, I wanted to just kind of cut over to, you were in the main room this morning?
Yes.
Any impressions or any thoughts about anything you saw in there, whether it was the IoT or the automation in Davis and artificial intelligence, or?
Well, I've been looking at Davis since it came out as a beta version.
Right.
And it's something that I'm really interested in, and I'm trying to get a proof of concept for the state of Michigan.
Okay.
The idea that you can have your monitoring applications pinpoint and resolve the issue for you, the self-healing concept, we just love that, and I'd like to get that in place.
Right, and for me, seeing that recovery, I don't know if you were in there when Alois was presenting the voice operations. Were you in there towards the end of that bit when the app went down and then it came back up because they?
Yes,
and that I hadn't seen before. I didn't know we could do that.
So it sounds like Davis is almost going to become a little bit of a staff multiplier.
Absolutely.
For you.
Right. It does the notifications for you, knows the appropriate people to contact with, depending on what type of alerts it receives. So it's just an awesome thing.
Excellent. Anything else? Any particular tracks that you're looking forward to going and seeing today, or anything you're looking to get out of your time here besides some nice weather, hopefully?
Besides Davis, my primary attraction here is going to be the roadmap sessions, keeping up with where Dynatrace is going with their products, what they're doing. As the manager for the team, I have to sell the stuff to the executives.
Okay,
So I
excellent.
need to know what's going on.
Excellent. Thank you very, very much, Steve.
We have a parting gift for you.
You can have a PerfBite stopwatch.
PerfBite stopwatch.
So you can time the performance the old-fashioned way.
So if you get any functional tester that says, well, I'm not tracking time, hand them the stopwatch.
Okay.
Because if it doesn't work for one, it can never scale for many.
So if the Dynatrace server goes down, I have my backup.
There you
Exactly.
My DR plan.
go. Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Have a
much,
great
Steve.
time. Oh, and he's got a nice red hat. It's a red hat.
Dynatrace boxes run on Red Hat.
I just need to get myself one of those.
So Steve brought up an interesting point: the use of Davis as a staff multiplier,
right.
effect.
He did.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say, but yes, absolutely. It's it could really do a lot of extra things for you. Take a lot of the load work
particularly
off.
if you have a fixed team that it's difficult to add
Right.
expertise or add personnel over time. Using Davis to educate them about your infrastructure, and then take advantage of automation. Boom.
And even the alerting too. I think that's one of the key things. Did you want to? Here.
And Davis can do it right now in real time when it happens, instead of calling somebody and saying, find out where this guy's at and get this alert to him, which could take maybe 30 minutes to 3 hours later.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
So very proactive in this case.
Yes. Thank you again.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good time.
So I hadn't really thought about that. You know, I've been kind of myopic then of my perspective on AI.
Uh-huh.
You know, helping, me helping make, or AI helping make my job more efficient to go after patterns which are known and easy to address, have those either proactively addressed or notified when they come out, perhaps even as part of a DevOps where we can identify them in the unit testing and component assembly phases. So they never escape the wild and get to production. I hadn't really considered the labor multiplier effect of I can't add staff, or it's difficult for me to buy this expertise on the open market.
Right, or not even you can't add staff. Well, besides the staff, though, but think about if you're going into a microservices framework, right?
Yes.
If you're going to do the whole cloud.
Where it's auto-expanding, where it may start up 500 new nodes at a time.
And where you take your monolithic app and break it down into 30, 40, 60 little services and apps, or however many, could be hundreds.
Yep.
Right? A company will never be able to hire the staff that can maintain that. I don't mean developing-wise, but I mean monitoring, figuring out which pieces are going, responding to all the different alerts, because all that's just going to keep growing.
I think operations would go for that budget.
But
they may not get it, but they're going to ask for it.
They're going to ask for it, right? But it's going to be. I think going forward, it's going to be more and more of an exponential purchase. So, whether or not it's Davis, but hopefully it's Davis, right? You're going to need a there's going to have to be some machine helping out with that, right? And I think that's one of the only ways that with the scale of some of these things going on, it's going to happen. You don't see Google having a staff of 20,000 people to monitor their operations team, right? Because they have 500,000 servers or whatever and services running out there. They have probably not a very large staff doing that because they have it set up where it's very efficient.
That's right. They have all those lights-out data centers.
Right.
That are solar-powered and cooled by convection.
Convection cooling. But it's more of it as things become so complicated, can our brain, are we going to start creating things that are beyond our brain capability to
envision?
Keep an eye on. Yeah, or not to envision, but to even manage, right? Gets sometimes with new technology when it comes out, just alone it makes my head swim.
What I don't want is I don't want Davis to become a architect for the next generation of application architecture, because then Davis has guaranteed himself a job. That's it. Can't get rid of him now. He designed this thing. Only he knows how it works.
Or what'll be bad is if developers know, well, Davis can fix it in 5 minutes, so let's just push it.
Oh, I could see that happening.
Oh, I can too.
That goes back to the human nature of taking the path of least resistance to get it out the door. And performance is hard. It really is. It's easy to build a functional interface for one person. But to build something that scales elegantly, is resource efficient, takes quite a bit of element of design, which is going by the wayside in a lot of Agile and DevOps shops. It's get it out the door, throw it in production. If it fails, roll it back, and we'll have another build in 3 hours.
Right. And there's really no excuse for that these days with all the tooling that you have to give you the feedback you need throughout that life through the pipeline. There's no reason to just put those checks and balances in place.
You're right. They absolutely should be at every stage of production, putting it in place.
Well, it is. It's 10:48.
Yeah. So is it about time for a break?
We can go ahead and take a break. Oh, let's actually stop. Let's grab the mic. Do you have 2 minutes, 3 minutes? Get on the mic.
So we're going to get an impression from
Florian.
Florian.
He is the what is your title? He's with Dynatrace. What is your official title, Florian?
Oh yeah.
Talk right in there.
Over the years, I think I had many titles, but I'm with the team for 10 years now.
Uh-huh.
So I'm I was actually the first product manager working for Dynatrace 10 years ago. And now what I'm called is a chief product officer.
Okay.
I'm caring a lot about product, making customers successful, being easy, analytics, AI. So this is what I do.
So we've been chatting about the kickoff conversation.
Yep.
Particularly,
none of which was a surprise to you, obviously.
Big surprise.
So you're looking at the next generation beyond what was discussed in the kickoff.
Right.
Is there anything that you can share with us? Some exciting developments that are coming that are they're publicly known but maybe not widely known.
Absolutely. So maybe stick to something that is usually not getting the big stage at all. So talking about architecture, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, who cares about architecture, especially of an APM product? Many people do not care, but they care about the value add that can be getting out of this. So, for example, we started to build a SaaS product, always keeping in mind that we also want to enable customers and organizations to install it on-premise and run their own SaaS business company internally. So offering APM to their internal customers as a service.
So essentially building an application utility.
Right. Where you need, of course, a lot of automation because if you're running a large company with 10,000s of engineers, then suddenly it becomes pretty boring to always ask for the IT team to get access to this app or to this product. Mm-hmm. So by using this SaaS approach also for on-premise and enterprises, it's as easy as signing up for a SaaS trial online, but you do it locally in your on-premise secure data center. And this is really a game changer to big organizations because it makes their life so much easier.
Right.
So are you looking to deploy as like a VMware image or other deployment models that basically you can pick it up and drop internally, similar to how we can do it on Amazon and IBM?
It's about bringing APM to the masses. So it is very important for any engineer, whenever there's a new piece of technology, that it's super easy to roll out. And ideally, it's not even a click that is required. Maybe one line of a command line on your Mac or on a Linux box. That's actually should be enough. It has to be easy. This is what we are striving for.
What have we been chatting about? Developers and humans being lazy?
Yes.
Path of least
one
resistance?
line. Exactly. Well, I remember when I was learning some early Unix, which was, they were saying, it was based on Linux, and all these commands are really small and abbreviated because Unix developers didn't like typing a lot.
Yeah.
And that's just extended forever.
Yeah.
So we were actually just talking about crazy thought for you. Science fiction world, but maybe not. Developers liking to be lazy. Davis, what we just saw in that presentation was what Alice just showed us was Davis fixed the problem, rolled back, and took care of it for you.
Right.
The only fear I have with that is the developer saying, well, if there's a problem, Davis will roll it back in a minute, so let's just push it to production. Have you ever had any thoughts of you might be enabling developers to forego performance again?
That's not the first time we're getting that question, actually.
Okay,
it's time to push Davis further down into the development cycle to catch those issues earlier so that they don't cascade forward into production.
That's the right thought. So if you do agile and if you whether it's a SaaS service or something that you simply make your customers install, doesn't really matter. If you've got to be agile, then you have this delivery pipeline.
Right.
And if there are hundreds of people, of engineers working on one service or product, then one of the key things you have to keep in mind is to have a pipeline that works, that scales up with the needs that your engineers are having. And you need this quick feedback, right?
So I guess the next natural question is Davis integration with Bamboo, Davis integration with Jenkins, to ask those complex questions. Is it there today?
It is there today.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. Yes, it's on the roadmap.
So no excuses in a CI environment.
And I can see it being like HAL 9000, where it can get, if the code went through all the checks and balances, there can be some machine-embedded line of code that can't be created by a human being somehow.
Brian?
And if it goes to
what
Davis...
What are you doing, Brian?
It'll be like,
it's
I don't
bad
think,
code,
when it
Brian.
tries to deploy it. I don't think you should deploy that.
Hey, Brian, we are professionals, so there is nothing like bad code. We always get it right in the beginning.
Exactly, just like Alois did in his presentation, right? No bugs.
And the cool thing about working at Dynatrace really is that we are in the same boat, so we are not creating this solution where engineers are in a foreign domain.
Right.
So think of creating an online banking service. Of course, you're a banking user, but the domain of finance is, of course, very different and is alienating what usually a software engineer is thinking about. But what we do is in the heart of software engineering as well. So we can relate to those issues ourselves too. So getting a pipeline up and running that really works well takes a lot of energy and time. So whatever tool support you need and you can get, you actually get it.
So this is the classical dog food engineering model.
Totally.
No, you know what though? I don't know if it was Anita or Sonia. One of them had a much better thing to say instead of eat your own dog food. It was drink your own champagne. Yeah.
Hey,
and I'm like, that is
like
a
that.
much better way of putting it, because why the heck would I want to eat dog food? I'll drink my own champagne.
Who wants to eat dog food?
Right, exactly. Dogs. They probably don't even want to eat it, but that's what they get, right?
And the thing you said earlier about the Unix guys automating the crap out of everything and, well, are not into typing stuff anymore.
Right.
I mean, I myself, I've been an engineer for 25 years now, and just remembering whatever system commands you need to do something.
Yeah, and I need to pipe it from A to B to C, and then I need to do the little caret to output it to this location to be picked up. Yeah,
so you end up debugging the command line scripts, and there's stuff going on that's crazy.
Yep. All right, well, thank you very much, Florian.
Sure, guys. Thanks for having me.
Maybe swing back tomorrow or something with when anything else might be interesting that you'd seen or heard. Excellent.
Sure.
Yeah, and if you'll
Thanks,
stick
very
around
much.
for just a moment, we've got a parting gift for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have all the time in the world.
Okay.
Oh, sure you do. Yes, you have nothing to do today.
So let's
wrap
close
up.
out this
Yep.
segment.
Okay, excellent.
We'll be back online in about 30 minutes with Dynatrace 2017 Perform.
With Perf Bites and
Perf
Pure
Bites
Performance.
And Pure Performance.
Thank you very much, everybody. Talk to you soon.
We'll be back.